Sorry, 1 second. Trying to get the phone to work. Layla, we gotta go, Mama. Come on. Layla. Come on. Let's not go under the trampoline. Pretty bird. You got a sneak attack. Hi. Nope. He figures out that the boots are covering my legs. He's like, I'm gonna get you anyway. Layla. Come on, guys. I can't trust you up here. Come on, babies. Let's go, Layla. Layla. Let's go to the pond. Let's go. Let's go to the pond, babies. Come on. Squirt, you coming? Or you staying? All right, fine. Let's go, babies. Come on. Come on, let's go. Hey, be nice to Blue. Layla. We're not going. Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm going to let you go with that. The girls have been liking eating the eggshells from cooking. It's good for them. So when birds lay eggs, they need extra calcium because they're making eggs, right? So with chickens, you supplement oyster shells and things like that, like crushed oyster shells once in a while. And what I've noticed with my geese, along with my chickens as well, but with my geese who are only laying eggs seasonally, they like to eat eggshells, which they usually don't, but during breeding season, when they're laying eggs, they do like to eat the eggshells. It's good to know. All right, girls, come on, let's go. Go to the pond. Let's go to the pond. Let's go, babies. Come on. For anybody new to our channel, yes, these are all my birds. No, they're not wild birds. Yes, I got them legally. And it's important that if you are interested in owning exotic birds such as Canada geese, barnacle geese, red-breasted geese, certain pheasants, certain quail, certain doves, whatever it is, whether you want to own a kangaroo, a monkey, or a special kind of goose, generally there's a federal law and then there's a state law. So depending on, and this is specifically for the U.S., depending on where you are in the U.S., okay, one, you're going to need to figure out what the state law is regarding that animal. And two, you're going to need to figure out what you're going to need to figure out what the federal law is first, to figure out if it's even legal in the U.S. And then you need to figure out if it's legal in your own state. Because just because it's federally legal does not mean that the state isn't putting restrictions on it. And we've got an avian predator circling us, and that's what goosies are looking at. When they tilt their head sideways and they look up like that, that's what they're looking at. Did you see that? Did you see that, ducky? Huh? What was that, ducky? What is that? Hi, ducky. Hi, ducky. All right, let's go, babies. Come on. Let's go. Let's go to the pond. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, Ducky. Ducky's got to be one of my favorites. He's adorable. He's a sweetheart. Let's go, babies. Come on. Come on, Ducky. Let's go. Ah, good. Squirt's deciding to come with, so I don't have to walk to the back twice today. And where the hell did all that trash come from? That's weird. I'm gonna have to get that on my way back. Come on, miss. Come on, catch up. Let's go. The reason why these birds are not attacking me, every single one like this, I've raised by hand. Pretty Bird, which is the one that has some bright spots on the back of his neck, that's over by the front. He's the loudest one, who's right behind, next to that golden goose up in the front, to the right. He is with the really big cheek patch that's more oval. Before he even existed, I had him. There you go. They know where the fun stuff is. They know where the pond is. I just make sure they get there safe. Anyways, all the other Canada geese, all of them besides Squirt. Squirt is that tiny one. I'll let you guys see her in a second. I might catch up. We got the benefits of having wings. A little faster with the oomph of the wings. Anyways, look at them go today. They're really excited to get to the pond. Usually they only do that once. I wonder if they're going to start doing a zoomies when they get here. They're going to play around in the water now. Anyways, little Squirt, I didn't get her till she was 6 months old. But every other Canada goose that I own, like regular Canada geese, I had them all within the first week of their life. So by the time they were a couple days old, they were in my possession legally, and I raised them up by hand, meaning that I'm Mama Goose to most of these birds. And then Squirt, I got her when she was about 6 months old, and she's very bonded to Pretty Bird, which is my hybrid gander. And then we have a couple domestics. We have Layla, Peach, and Dino. And Layla we got when she was 2 years old, but she's a sweetheart. And Layla laid eggs last year. They were fertilized by African ganders, and when she laid her eggs, we hatched out several babies, which most of them we homed, and then we kept one that we raised by hand, which is that one right there behind Pretty Bird, currently sticking her head down. That one right there. That's one of our domestics that we kept. Dino. Anyway, so Dino is the one that we raised by hand. That one. Hey, Ribbert, don't be mean. Don't be mean. Gosh, got such an attitude. Yeah, you're all that. Good job. And then we have Peach, which is this one right there. And Peach was actually raised by Layla, which is that young lady right there. Layla. Anyways, was raised by Layla by his mom, by her mom. We just found out that Peach is a girl. We actually thought Peach was a boy. But so Peach right there with the orange beak, she was raised by her mother. And the reason why we kept her instead of rehoming her, even though she's not tame, she doesn't want anything to do with humans. The reason why we kept her is because this was Layla's first successful clutch, the first time she'd successfully laid eggs and hatched them out herself and raised her babies up herself. And we wanted to allow her to keep one of her babies permanently. And the only way we weren't going to keep Peach is if Peach had turned out to be a boy and caused problems. But as long as Peach is not causing problems for the gaggle, we decided that we didn't. Hey! Don't be a butt, meanie. You okay, Squirt? You okay, Squirt? That's Squirt right there, the tiny little goose. Ain't she cute? I'm in the the process of trying to get more smaller geese. So she has her own little gaggles. Like she has her own little gaggle going on so that she can have her own friends because she's tiny and some of the larger geese are not very nice to her. We've got mating dominance behavior happening over there. So the reason why I say both mating and dominance behavior is because right now we have a female trying to get on top of Pretty Bird and trying to mock mate, which is a dominance mating, and Pretty Bird's trying to get her off. Now it isn't normal for her heads to go in the water like that. And I will interfere if I think that this is too much. This is called a dominance mating or a mock mating, meaning that she's trying to test his ability to be dominant. And usually, most of the time, he will turn around and then get on top of them or challenge them again to try to mate them. It's rare that they manage to get on top of him. But females will actually do that to each other. So just because you see a goose get on top of another goose does not mean that that goose is a male. They actually do this for dominance. It's very similar to dogs. Like you might see a male dog humping a human or humping another male dog, or a female dog even humping a human or humping a male dog. Those behaviors are dominance behaviors, and when they do that, it's just their way of saying, hey, I'm higher ranking, or I'm more special than you, or hey, I'm trying to test you, you're worthy of me allowing you to make me. Like it's different reasons for it, but generally it's just the sum up is it's dominance behavior. Huh, Pipart? Go get Layla. That's great. All of this, and it continues behind the pond, and we forage this whole area and eat grass all day. And then I bring out food, and I make like piles of feed here and there. I bring out seeds and stuff, and then whatever's left behind, generally the wild animals will eat that up. We've even had some wild Canada geese show up here before, but we haven't seen them in a while. And I wonder if those particular ones took off and migrated up north, or if they're going to come back at some point, or if they maybe, made it with someone else. But I guess we'll find out if we're ever going to get visitors again. What's funny, Karima? The fact that the female got on top of the male? It happens. Just like in the human world, there's dominant females in the animal world. And girls like to test their boys. You got two females now doing it. That female going after the other female there. That is actually her mother. That doesn't matter. In domestics, that really doesn't matter. What she's doing is she's basically trying to be dominant towards Peach. Layla's trying to show Peach dominance. gonna get her, or is he gonna get one of them? As you see, Pretty Bird following them around because he wants to mate one of them. We've already got eggs from Layla, Peach, and Dino, who have been mated by Pretty Bird in the incubator. So far, we're not seeing any fertility, but Pretty Bird is a hybrid, and hybrid fertility is very much disputed a lot. So I'm trying to figure out whether or not he has any fertility at all. So, so far it's not looking very good, but you never know. Maybe we'll have one that slips through. Maybe he has a couple swimmers, and maybe we can get one egg to be fertile if we're lucky out of the 3 geese that are laying right now. You never know. So we'll see what happens with that. But so far it's not looking too good. The plan this year is also to get a friend for Squirt, and to get cackling goslings to join our gaggle, for me to raise up so that Squirt has some friends of her own kind and her own size, and to potentially also get a barnacle goose again. We did have a barnacle goose for a short time. He mysteriously passed. We don't know why. There you go, Pretty Bird's mating Layla now. And Peach is causing trouble. You gonna get her again or no? Peach, you butt. Hi, Dino. River's still trying to get after Layla, and Charlie is still jealous. See, Charlie, one of my Canada geese, who's not quite all the way mature yet. I don't know if she'll mature this year or not, but don't really think so. I don't know though. Canada geese can mature as young as 2 years old, but an average the females will mature at 3 and the males at 2. But what it looks like, what it's been going on, is that Charlie has been obsessed with Pretty Bird for a while. And it looks like Charlie's going to want to mate with Pretty Bird, but Pretty Bird has these other females around, and he's been mating them. And Charlie is a Canada goose, meaning that she is a monogamous animal. So she wants to mate him and only him. Whereas Pretty Bird is half Canada and half domestic, and it's actually caused him to be kind of, the way it's looking is that Layla's his queen, meaning that Layla is the goose that he's most obsessed with, right? I don't know if this is going to change when Charlie matures or not, but Layla seems to be his queen, but he will mate Peach and he will mate Dino as well. But Layla is the one he seems to focus the most on when it comes to following her back, helping her protect her nest, things like that. So that part of the behavior seems to be very focused on Layla rather than Peach and Dino. And then we'll see what happens when or if he mates Charlie, and whether or not we end up adding another gander to the bunch before then, a domestic gander or not, before mating season is over. I don't know yet. I'm kind of throwing up some ideas because if Pretty Bird's not going to be fertile, I really don't want the girls to end up with nothing. And my daughter was really hoping we get a Dino baby this year. Dino is her goose, the one that she raised up. And she was really hoping to get a Dino baby this year. And so I'd have to have a fertile gander for her. And so there's no looking into some farm recipes to see if anybody's got a pretty gander for us to adopt that is halfway well behaved, that maybe could fit into our gaggle to add on before mating season is completely over, so that maybe we could have that there to guarantee that we get some fertile eggs. Still giving prey bird the ability to fertilize most of the eggs in the beginning, and then have a gander come in to fertilize the following eggs. That's pretty much the thought process there, but we'll have to wait and see and what we decide. The other thing that we're considering is I'm really trying hard to find a Canada Goose breeder down here in Texas. Not having much luck, but I'm trying to find one that maybe has some goose eggs. I'm trying to find Canada Goose eggs. That's my goal. Trying to find Canada Goose eggs because I really don't want to add a bunch of domestic geese to my gaggle, to be honest. But I'm trying to find some Canada Goose eggs so that I could switch out, once the girls start sitting on their eggs, I can switch out a couple of their eggs and give every girl, or just give give them like 1 or 2 babies that'll hatch out between the 3 of them. Most likely, since they're domestics, they will raise up their babies together anyway, as in it'll be the 3 females raising their children together, like protecting them together, which is a normal thing to do for geese. They literally, it's like their children are raised by a village in many cases. It's very common for geese to do that. So that's most likely what's going to happen, especially since Layla, Dino, and Peach are very close-knit. And Pretty Bird will also be there to protect them. But I am considering just switching out some eggs, just so they have some fertile eggs, so they think they've had babies. And so they're not upset. Because these mamas are going to be sitting on some eggs for 30 plus days, for like up to 36 days. And they're going to be virtually starving themselves trying to hatch out those eggs. And if nothing develops and they end up with no babies, that's a huge disappointment, and that's a lot of stress on their bodies for nothing. So I don't want them to have, like a completely, like all that work for nothing. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out some stuff there. Anyways, if you guys have ideas, let me know in the comments what you think I should do. Should I get another gander, like a domestic gander? Should I try to find one? And risk the potential that he'll get in fights with Pretty Bird, and that he might not fit into the gaggle, and that might cause issues? Or should I try and just look for eggs and just say, you know what, we'll get some babies from Dino next year? Should I look into potentially temporarily fostering? I don't know. I don't know what to do right now. So anyway, ideas, input, always appreciated by all. And I'm going to go ahead and head home now. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the Goosies playing and having their time. Hi, Blue. I'm going to go ahead and head back now. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye. Bye, babies. Mama loves you. Behave yourselves.